Yeah, you and I were talking. I said, look, he kind of gave me a Mertz vibe in the backfield, just this calm, cool, and collectedness. I'd say with a little more strong arm strength. The big joke, obviously, Nick Del Toro kind of started off with he could spin it. And I remember the first play of the game, he flicked it down the football field, and I tweeted out, says confirmed he can spin it. So it was cool to see it again, kick it, throw the ball. And you and I spoke too. Again, he got a lot of heat after that Georgia game and kind of getting thrown into the worst case scenario to bounce back. I mean, I love seeing that for somebody obviously that young. But and I told you too. I said I was talking with Towns and we were all there together. I said, man, I know last year we were really excited about the quarterback room, but in a weird way, seeing this progress and how good both these quarterbacks look, I feel way better about this quarterback room than I did last year.
Yeah, and like we just said, Aiden has 3 years still left in his playing days, and we know DJ Lagway's the guy. There's no mystery with that, and he's an elite. He's probably the best quarterback in the SEC, and probably one of the best in the entire country. So, Florida's blessed with that. But then you have, again, a couple guys in the room, veterans in the room, as well as Aiden, who already has a couple games under his belt as a Gator. At the end of the day, it just shows you what hard work really looks like. Again, people from the outside don't see what's really going on the inside. All they see, obviously, is what they see on Saturdays. Aiden Warner was thrown in a situation where he had just come in before fall camp healthy because he had come from Yale with an ACL tear, couldn't really do much in the spring. And again, they're putting all their stock into DJ Lagway, who just got on campus. And so, with that being said, Aiden really didn't get much reps, if any, and he was minimized with the playbook. And then all of a sudden, game two, he was told literally the week of, a couple of days before the game, that he had earned the number two spot behind Lagway after Mertz went out. And you saw the first action. He scored his touchdown in his first game against Samford. So, that just shows you no matter what was on the depth chart, he went from literally probably like 5 or 6 coming in and worked it all the way up to being the backup after obviously Mertz went out with the concussion. And then DJ went out and he became literally the starting quarterback at the University of Florida, coming from Yale as a walk-on. So, I mean, what a crazy story. These are one of the lifetime stories that we talk about. And the Florida Gators, they gave him that opportunity. And his dream was to be a Gator. That's the only reason why he's at Florida. I did everything I could to talk to O'Hara and Napier throughout the process of him being at Yale towards the end of that, knowing he was going to hit the portal anyways. And I just said, man, this is a kid you want to risk everything on. He's a no risk. His family went to Gators. He's born a Gator fan. He comes in, he's 6'4", 200 pounds, very athletic. You give an opportunity, he can do really good on the scout team, prepare you, whatever. His dream was to be a Gator. And little did we know he was going to come in and really try to compete for the job after an ACL tear and end up starting against Texas and getting thrown against Georgia. So that's like a kid's dream. But again, all the fans can say whatever they want to say. I would love to see them put on a helmet and shoulder pads and go against those two teams and see how they do as a freshman. I mean, let's be honest and call a spade and know like maybe 4 to 5 plays max. So you give a kid a limited playbook in an environment like that, two of arguably the biggest games on their schedule, other than probably Miami and Florida State being a rivalry game. You're telling a kid who just came from an ACL injury, who knows half a playbook, not even half, maybe like 20%, and say, hey, go win us two of the biggest games in the SEC. Yeah, again, I would love anybody in America to put on a helmet and try to do that. So, I think he did really well. He stood in the paint. He loves being a Gator, regardless of what the fans may say. He does a really good job of blocking all that out. He knows he's living the dream. He knows, he's there for a mission and he's going to be there in the long haul. And so we saw again on Saturday a little glimpse.
To Rocket Money. They've been our sponsor for quite some time now. We love them. We love that they keep powering with us and powering us through this season. The start of spring is the perfect time to get organized. A little spring cleaning. For me, top priority is my financial wellness, which feels more important than ever. Thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable. They show me all my subscriptions right in one place and help me easily cancel ones that I forget I've been paying for. Listen, we've been talking about how you can cancel subscriptions, but you can also set budgets. I told you about this. Like your little personal accountant, you can set, hey, I want to set a little budget for Amazon. For me, I got hit with a bill from my HOA. Apparently, I haven't paid for the last couple of months, and they're upset about it. Rightfully so. I didn't know that it wasn't coming out, but we'll fix it. Ooh.
Mm.
And that, maybe if I'd have had Rocket Money rock and roll and show me that, hey, this hasn't been paid, I wouldn't have been received with a little harsher letter. But here we are. Anyways, boys and girls, Rocket Money helps you do a lot of great things. Again, organizing your finances, but also helping you cancel your unwanted subscriptions, allowing you to save money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions today. Reach your financial goals with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/hightopsports. That's rocketmoney.com/hightopsports.
Of what it looks like with him understanding the playbook. He got all the 2 reps. Literally, DJ Lagway had what, 4 plays with the ones, and he had the rest of the spring game. So he just proved that he is a dude and he deserves to be at the gate for the Florida Gators.
You got me fired up, man. I love it. We should have had you come in when they were giving him the heat. Look, I
That
couldn't agree.
that was I was about to say he came in with a fire.
Look, you said you've known him since I think third grade. So and you and I talked. We talked about having kids. You just had your second boy, and again, you grow with them. You've been following him, watching him grow. It's like your own. So I get it, man. You know what he's capable of doing, and you know what he wants to do. And again, that was the biggest thing is thrown into those wolves. And we talked about it. The 2 teams that played for the SEC championship. So it wasn't like he was thrown into a Long Island, who we have coming up here. So maybe we'll get to see little Aiden at that game, depending on how the situation with DJ goes. But look, I couldn't agree more. He looked fantastic on Saturday. And I didn't realize you were talking about the progress he made coming from Yale was on the 5th or 6th step chart, because a lot of people were saying, like, hey, where's this Clay Millen kid? Right? That was who transferred in. Like, where is that? But clearly, Aiden Warner, and that was what I was saying. So Aiden Warner obviously beat him out if he's not playing. Like, that was, Billy doesn't just put somebody in who doesn't think that he's not ready to do that. So huge kudos to him. And I love it, man. The chip on his shoulder. And just hearing, again, has ACL tear from Yale, comes in late, gets thrown to the Wolves, right? And like you said, DJ was kind of the project last year. Then all of a sudden now is earned his rep again. You bring in Harrison Bailey, Tramel Jones, 4-star guy, once a 5-star quarterback in Harrison Bailey, and now here's Aiden Warner beating all those guys out and winning the Daniel Warfare Award. So great stuff, man. Great progress. What were some things that you liked from his game that you feel like, hey, like he's taking those legitimate steps forward?
I think being comfortable in the pocket. You see how very poised he was in the pocket. I think you saw a little bit of last year when he got thrown against Georgia and Texas. He's kind of trying to do things with his feet, get outside the pocket, kind of make easier lanes for him to throw on the run, which he's really good at. He made a couple good throws on the run in the spring game, but you're seeing him how comfortable he's in the pocket, going within the system, going through his progressions, like you see right here. Even this was a great check. I even called it. If you listen to the video, I literally said, "Watch, Aiden's going to check something with Mizell, make him break one tackle and score," because we saw the man coverage, and sure enough, he threw a perfect ball on the out route from the far hash to the field. I think that's just elite throws there for a touchdown. That was the first play of his. That was the first play that you were talking about when he got in. Just looking at how comfortable he is in the pocket. Again, you see him go on the run there, his escapability and making an accurate throw on the run. But just looking how comfortable he was, man. I think Billy Napier's offense is really explosive when you have a trigger man that knows how to deliver the ball in different areas. And we saw a lot of different people touch the ball on Saturday, which was very awesome to watch, especially as a quarterback trainer and watching offense from a really tactical and strategical standpoint. So I loved what I saw from there. And again, just watching how comfortable Aiden looked in this offense, it was just very fun to see. So imagine what DJ is going to look like when he's already got pretty much 99% of this offense mastered. So this is just going to be fun stuff for Florida Gator fans to be excited about. And like I said, and you just mentioned it, I mean, you bring in veteran guys and a top talented high school player. And at the end of the day, Aiden Warner beat these guys out in the spring, and which is why you saw him take all the 2 reps, technically the 1 reps in the spring game. So Aiden Warner has proven himself to be that dude. He has 3 years compared to some of these guys who have 1 year, a freshman who just came in learning the system like he did. So Aiden's going to be the backup. I can almost bet my life on it. The way he looked in the spring game, he solidified that. They're starting to pay attention. And, honestly, if this thing goes the way it's supposed to in the next couple of years, when DJ is hopefully a first-round draft pick, Aiden Warner will have a couple of years to be the guy at Florida, and I think by that time he'll win some fans over. But at the end of the day, man, he's just living his dream. He's happy to be a Gator. I'm happy for him. You see me supporting the blue and orange right now. I'm all for it, man, because he's a kid that's earned everything, and he's gone out and betted on himself. And now he's playing on the big stage as a walk-on, the only walk-on in the quarterback room right now, and he is the guy. So it's pretty cool to see and talk about. I'm sure he'll be on scholarship the next couple of days. We're kind of, orchestrating through that. And hopefully, I think he's earned that right. But at the end of the day, he's just happy to be a Gator, and I couldn't be more happy to be his trainer.